Hi guys, Texas Garden Guy here, and today I want to talk to you about my WildTop camper top on my 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500. It's been about a year since I've had this WildTop truck top, so I want to go ahead and give an honest review on it. So let's start with why I wanted a camper top. So I do a lot of plants, I do a lot of traveling, and so I needed something that was a little taller so that I could have plants in here without having to lean them over and everything. So when you look at a lot of camper tops, so when you look at fiberglass ones, they'll be anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000, and then you got to get them painted. Some of the other camper shells are made out of a diamond plate or a little more expensive. And so I found this company called WildTop. They're made out of Australia, which I'm really excited about that because I didn't want something made in China. I prefer stuff made in the USA, but I tried not to buy stuff made in China. So WildTop is made in Australia. They're made for like Outlander stuff, like camping, and worked out a deal. And I think I paid $700 for it with free shipping because they gave me some credit. And I think they originally went for like $1,500. And they have black, they have green, they have tan, whatever color you'd like. And I think this is the older model. The new one, I believe, has more structure on it. But let me show you what I liked about it. So it's this canvas fabric. It's really, really pretty thick. And you can roll up all three sides. So you just unzip it, and it's got a clear window here. It's a little dirty right now, but when I wash it, it comes off really clean without having to use any window cleaner. It folds up nice. These little straps are magnetic, and they come unsnapped in here. So you just take them on and they're off, and you snap them, and they got a magnet, so it sits right there and holds that. And so you just go like that. It's got a magnet on the other side of that strap and holds that side up. And then you can open up your truck bed. One thing I didn't like about the thing, I'll talk about some pros and cons, is the zippers did have these little tabbies on them. And they come with these little protective things so it doesn't scratch up your paint. There's little tabs that were on the actual zippers, and I ended up taking those off because I think they were like slapping as I was driving. And when you do drive, this will flap a little bit, but I have no scratches. I have no scratches or anything on my paint from where this will flap, but it's pretty sturdy. It's pretty sturdy. It's pretty watertight for the most part. I mean, I rarely ever had water get in here. I know on some of the other soft tops, they will have a rail here that snaps on. So maybe that's something that I would have liked so that it would stay a little more secure, but it worked fine. And like I said, I didn't scratch anything. But you can roll up all the sides. And these have the magnets as well. And you can see the frame is this aluminum, pretty lightweight square tubing. You got the rails on the top that are pretty sturdy. One of my main issues that I had with the top in general is if you were going too fast sometimes, this is like a flap that will double side tape like onto your rail, and it's supposed to stick like that, like with Velcro. It was like double-sided Velcro that goes here, and this is Velcro, and so it would hold on and it wouldn't flap. But if I think it's because I have the Rhino liner on my bed, and that double-sided 3M tape would not stay put. So every once in a while, like every couple months, I'll have to get in here and straighten that out, which is kind of a pain in the butt. I think an easy mod for that would be if you obviously didn't have Rhino liner, it would stick better. Or if there was like a panel going across here that had the snaps, it would be kind of nice. Or if you riveted it, I thought about that at one point, to rivet it into the bed, because there's no way to get under here and put a nut and a bolt. But you can see how it's bolted onto my bed. I did have to drill holes. You can see right here inside the bed where I drilled 2 holes here, 2 holes there, and then 2 holes up there and there to secure it. And it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere at all. I mean, it's pretty structurally sound. The canvas is pretty sturdy. I actually really enjoyed this top. I'm kind of going through a transition in my career right now where I'm not doing as much nursery stuff. I'm doing more travel, and I'm carrying a lot of like fertilizer and samples and tools and stuff in my back of my truck. And so the obvious thing is that this is not secure. I have never had anybody steal anything out of the back of this. I live in a pretty safe neighborhood, but I've stayed in hotels, like in not so great parts of Texas, and no one has robbed me. So like, that's been pretty cool. But I mean, if you did live in an area where robberies happen a lot, you may want to think about something a little more secure. And that's why this will be the last video I post on this, because I am transitioning. I'm going to move to a flat cover that when my bed tailgate is locked, you can't open it. That way my supplies and tools and stuff will be more safe and secure. This has been a really cool piece of equipment. I really enjoy this. It has held up really well. We had a 110-mile-an-hour hurricane here last July, and it held up really well. Like, it did really well. It didn't blow off or anything like that. At one point, there was a ladder rack on top that came with it, but they make a kit where you can remove it. So you can take this off and just use the actual canopy by itself if you wanted to. But I would highly recommend this to someone, like the person that does like maybe a lot of outlanding, a lot of like off-roading would be great. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, I mean, if you were camping, you could camp underneath this thing, and it would be perfectly fine. You could open up the panels and you know, let the breeze through. I carried a ton of plants back here, and nothing got messed up, like with the wind and everything. The breeze held up really well. Like I said, nothing really got wet in here, which was kind of nice. You can't really go through a car wash. You can go through a car wash, but like the flaps will get spin. Like I was seeing the flaps in the back right there. That flap will get pushed in, so you have to go rearrange stuff after you go through a car wash. Now they got the ladder rack off, but they don't really recommend you putting soap or any kind of degreaser on this, because it can cause, I guess, damage to the cloth. But overall, I would recommend this to people. This is my first topper, and I think at around like $1,500, and they do have a newer model which I think has more features on it. That's a good price for someone who, you know, if you already had maybe a deck in your truck bed where you could keep your tools secure, or a toolbox inside here where you can keep stuff secure. But we're going to be taking this off today and putting a new cover on that I know I can lock it up. But I would recommend this to people, and I enjoyed my WildTop while I had it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll put a link for WildTop truck caps in the bio.